What's going on, true believers? Welcome to another episode of One Shot. I am your host, Jacob. This week, it started out being a little bit of a light week, but I wound up picking up a few books that may not have been on my list. But you know what? It wasn't a bad week overall. Um, so, as always, there may be some spoilers for newer stories. Um, but that's gonna happen when you kind of have you're doing reviews and stuff. But let me start out this week with The Nice House on the Lake. I believe this came out either last week or the week before last. Somehow I'd missed it. Wasn't on my list. But I wound up picking it up this week, and so glad I did. This story's been amazing. A little bit of spoilers. We're finding out that not only can the people not, die on the island. It's not an island. I guess it's kind of an island. It's on the lake. It's on a lake. But there's another house on the lake, and they're finding out some secrets about it, and maybe they're not quite alone. But this story's been so good. I can't recommend this one enough. If you can find the back issues to this one, definitely pick it up. Otherwise, just wait for the trade to come out, because this story, it's phenomenal. Definitely one of the best reads of the year for sure. But let's get into some stuff that's happening this week. Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters #5. This is the end of the War of the Bounty Hunters. Jabba the Hutt obviously winds up with Han Solo. If you've watched the movies at all, you should know what was going to happen. This has just kind of been a story of how he got into Jabba's hands. So Empire Strikes Back, Boba Fett is taking Han Solo to Jabba's palace. We think he's just point A to point B. Apparently that was not the case, and this story told the little in between that, it didn't really matter, it didn't change anything, but just an interesting little side story. They announced in this one that this is like one of 3 events that they're gonna do, I guess. Hope it's not going to be a bunch of tie-ins like it was this last time, because towards the end I just stopped buying them because they really didn't tie in much of anything. But it was okay. It was an alright read. Kang the Conqueror #3. As the cover suggests, Dr. Doom makes an appearance. One of Kang's personas is kind of going back or forward. It's hard to tell with time. But trying to... He hates himself. He hates Kang, but he doesn't want to become Kang, but at the same time he's kind of becoming Kang by killing other Kangs. It's... time is hard. Alright. But Dr. Doom somehow found out about the convergence of 2 Kang's timelines, and Dr. Doom apparently hates Kang, so he was going to take him out in an efficient manner both at the same time. So he kind of shows up in their time period, and they kind of have to work together a little bit to repel Doom. Definitely an interesting story. Kang is going off of his normally scheduled timeline in these issues, so it's kind of a I'm looking for the word convergent. No, divergent. That's the word. A divergent Kang. But this story's not been bad. It's okay. just a light, short read. Amazing Spider-Man 76. This series has been so much better than the last one. I am so glad Nick Spencer's not on this right now, because this one is it's different, but at the same time it's Spider-Man. So Peter Parker has been exposed to some radiation caused by the villain Vapor, and Ben Reilly is kind of working for this corporation, and they're like supplying him with his suit and everything, and it's kind of upgraded. It's got like filtration systems in the mask and things, but he's kind of they're trying to make him like the Spider-Man, like everyone else. He's trademarked essentially. But Peter Parker is kind of out of the game. He's in a coma right now. So Ben Reilly technically is the only Spider-Man around currently. And I like how they kind of just put Peter Parker to the side a little bit. They're like, he's not dead. Don't worry. We're not going to kill him like we thought we would way back in the Clone Wars era. But he's out of commission for a while, and we don't know how long. So Ben Reilly's kind of have to take up that mantle a little bit. And I'm a big fan of Ben Reilly Spider-Man. So this series is it's getting back to a good place, I think. I just hope it maintains that same level of energy. And this cover, I mean, I like these covers. These are amazing. I missed out on the last one. I think I reordered it. Hopefully it should arrive soon. The Joker, number 8. The more I read this series, the more I realize that it is not exactly about the Joker. It seems more about Jim Gordon, and I'm okay with that. But with the name, they might have kind of tricked everyone with the name a little bit. But in this issue, we learn more about Isabella, the female Bane-looking woman, her origins. I won't go into too great a detail, just in case, because this book has been really good too, and this one is no exception. This story has been really good. Again, another Tynion story. Nice House on the Lake, the Joker. What else is he doing? He's doing the Department of Truth. Tynion is killing it in the market right now, and the Joker, no exception. The Batman series is a little weak, but when he wants to tell a story, he knows how to do it, and he's killing it. Recommend the Joker series if you're not on it. A new series, Batman the Imposter. So this takes place, Batman has been around for only about 3 years. So this is like Batman year 3. He's still not super experienced, but he's getting there, He takes some pretty bad wounds, and I'm blanking on her name now. But the Dr. Tompkins, that's who it is. He goes over to Dr. Tompkins. She finds out who he is, and I guess she used to treat him before as his psychologist, and he kind of just stopped for some reason. We don't know why, but she threatens to turn him over to the police if he doesn't start seeing her regularly and explaining things a little bit, and having her become his psychologist again. This was actually quite surprisingly good. Obviously, by the title, someone is dressing as Batman and killing people, and Batman's kind of like, he's okay with people thinking it's him because it makes the bad guys more afraid, but at the same time, he's not okay with somebody killing in his city. Um, and he's going to try to find out who this imposter is. At the same time, there's a police detective trying to figure out and bring Batman to justice while being pressured by corporations because they're losing money because of their underhanded dealings and whatnot because of Batman. So there's like a little 3-story arc thing going on here. It's not bad. It's actually quite surprisingly good and well written. Batman Urban Legends 8. So there were 3 stories. One was Azrael, one was Batwoman, and can't really remember the second one offhand. They're just okay. These stories are just mediocre. Oh, I know what the third one was. It was The Signal. There was like a 30 years in the future of Future State storyline. They're just okay stories. I don't think they'll really amount to much. If you don't read this series, you're not really missing anything. I'll just say that. I just keep getting it. I don't know why. I kind of like the little mini stories. I can read one, take a break. It's a little shorter type thing. They're okay, but you're not missing anything if you don't read it. Sticking with themes, Batman 89. I actually enjoyed this one a lot more than I did the other 2. We finally get to see Harvey Dent become Two-Face in this one, and how it would kind of be in like a Tim Burton style world, how he would have handled the situation. This story picked up pretty well for me here. I've been enjoying these kind of flashback issues, like Superman, was it 70, 78, something like that? I can't remember. But whatever it is, I love these issues now. I'm kind of sad that it's only going to be a short, like 6-series run, but they've been really good. I'm happy with it. Justice League Last Ride number 6. I believe there's one more, maybe 2 left. So Batman is trying to start the defenses on Apocalypse with the Green Lantern, but he realizes too late the Green Lantern isn't exactly Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan is there, but Darkseid is actually, he's got Green Lantern powers. So there's like a Green Lantern Darkseid who's using the powers to restart Apocalypse. And Lobo, the whole Lobo thing was kind of a plant to get them to come to Apocalypse so that Darkseid's plan could all work out. The writing on this, Chip Zdarsky, man, this story is so good. I don't know many Justice League stories that really grab my attention and hold it. This one does. This one has been a really good ride, and a little bit, the twists. Recommend it. It's almost over, so if you want to pick up some back issues, it shouldn't be too hard. But probably my pick of the week is going to be Darkhold Iron Man. This story surprised me at how good it was. So this is around the time, like the first few issues of Iron Man, where he builds the suit to escape the cave, the terrorists that captured him. But he's in this issue. He's home, and he's kind of like, he knows he's injured, so he starts working on the suit, and he makes some improvements to where the suit can actually heal, people. So like, if your skin, it's your bones are broken, you got bad scarring and stuff, the suit will actually heal that for you. Well, it doesn't exactly go the way he planned it. It kind of started breaking him down. So this is a horror story. Like, it's not exactly horror, but like, it's kind of like classic horror feel to it. It's got body horror, because I hate to spoil this one, but if you like kind of the body horror, the old classic style horror, you will definitely like this book. It starts, the suit, spoilers here, it starts kind of breaking him down mentally and physically. He becomes almost nothing. Like, his skin and bones and stuff are just kind of gone. He's mostly just suit by the end of it. And he starts going kind of mad and realizing, he's like, hey, I can make the world a better place. Nobody will have to hurt ever again. And he starts like mass producing suits for like the entire world, so they can kind of become like him. And Pepper Potts is probably the main protagonist in this story. It's kind of told from her point of view. But man, was this so good. It was so good. Highly recommend it. It's not like over the top, or slasher or anything. It was just a good classic, almost H.P. Lovecraft style horror, with a little bit of body horror to it. So if you like that kind of stuff, pick it up. And let's go through some of the dollar bin stuff that I picked up. I picked up Web Spinners, Tales of Spider-Man. A lot of these I have no idea anything about them, never heard anything about them, but a number one for $1, and this is actually, I think, quite thick, and the artwork looks pretty cool. So I mean, for $1, I'll pick it up all day. Ultra Force and Spider-Man 1A. I don't know a lot about Ultra Force. This is a Malibu comic, so I think it's just like a joining of these two companies to bring a story to us. And then I found The Question #1. I was debating whether to get this one or not, but I don't know a lot about The Question, and I kind of want to know more, so I figured I'd pick this one up for $1. And then Spider-Man 57. This is the die cut one, so I believe the bars and stuff can open up for a separate picture. For $1 is pretty cool. And then something that cost a little more than $1, a Mcfarlane cover here. The Amazing Spider-Man 306. That is a Action Comics. Is it Action? Yeah, Action Comics #1 homage cover done by Todd McFarlane. And that cover is amazing. No pun intended. But I really, really enjoy it. Love McFarlane's Spider-Man work. But that is all I have for you today. If you could leave me a like, leave me a comment, tell me what you're reading, what I should be reading. What's your favorite series going right now? What is your go-to collecting? Obviously mine's Amazing Spider-Man. But if you think I should be reading something, I mean, if you think I really should pick up an X-Men title, even though I really don't like any of them so far, let me know. But Have a good day, guys. Enjoy reading.